right, this is going to be fun. Our guest is a friend of the pod. He's so New York. He tried to pay for his prostate exam with a Metro card. That's a true story. He's a great young talent, not afraid of mixing it up with mentally deranged fans from Yonkers or forcing his fiancée to pay for an expensive meal in LA. Yes, the host of New York, New York on Ringer and Spotify, John Jastremski's here. What's up, buddy?
This is an honor. I'm hanging with the degenerate trifecta and cousin Sal days before baseball. I finally made the cut, boys. What can I say? I don't know what I did, but I finally made the cut.
We haven't had you on before?
No, this is the first time. We're popping a cherry.
Insane.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I blame babyface Joel Solomon in the booking wars. I don't know what the hell happened there. Wow. Jastremski, we had Kansas yesterday before we get to baseball. And by the way, there's a lot to talk about here. You got Yankee fans betting against their team, everyone's betting against the Mets. I want to discuss it in length, but we had Kansas. We lost, but you had them by the spread, right?
No. So I had them 18-1. I had a future.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
So
right.
I let the future hedge. I didn't hedge, I should say. Thought about hedging. When they're down 15 points, I said, this is a terrible, terrible decision. And then the first 4 minutes, I said, okay, we're going to be entertained. We're going to have a game that comes down to the wire. And guys, when Kansas got up by 6, I was like, all right, this is in the bag. They're going to pull away here. Carolina's going to have nothing left.
Yeah, for sure.
Game was excruciating, but you know what? A win is a win. 18-1, we cash it. Rock Chalk Jayhawk, boys. Let's go.
Good for you. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Now, you're a Syracuse fan, obviously, right?
That is correct. Me and Harry, we have that in common.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Harry grew up a Syracuse fan as well. Does Boeheim, you think he wants to stick around long enough to pass Coach K on the all-time wins list? Or
I feel like he's coaching until he can't coach anymore. Like he's seen all of these old guys say goodbye. K's gone. Roy's gone. Calhoun's gone. And I thought he might leave with his kids. Like that would be like the way you try to sink it, where your kids graduate, you leave. But no,
those are
no
not
interest.
His kids.
Basically, I cannot imagine living in a world where Jim Boeheim is not the Syracuse coach. Harry probably feels the same way.
Well, maybe, but if he's still sticking around, JJ, to try to beat Coach K's record, he's still 200 wins away. I mean, he'd be 85 when he 84.
Oh, yeah, he's not doing it.
Yeah, no shot. No shot.
No, it's at bet. I mean, that's 10 years at least.
JJ, you want him to still coach, or you just think he's not going to give it up?
I don't think he's going to give it up. Listen, he, I guess, as the sort of figure that he is, earns the right, I guess, to basically say, this is when I'm walking. Because again, you're recruiting to Central New York. It's not like guys we're recruiting to Florida or to UCLA or one of these like gorgeous campuses. Yep. It's Syracuse, New York. Right. They've been a power for a while. All right, the last couple of years haven't been great, but even with them having a bunch of down years, I think they had 2-3 Sweet 16 appearances. So yeah, listen, for anybody who say, "Oh, I want a new coach," it's a lost cause. So he's going to decide when the new coach is coming. It's as simple as that.
He has that power.
Yeah, they're not losing years. I mean, he avoided a scandal the last 18 months. I mean, you got to say a lot. It says a lot for Boeheim, right?
Must be nice.
Defense, man. All right, let's go to baseball. Now, like I said, you talk to all these crazy fans, right? They call in, do a great job. Oh, you go in the green room, right? You got your podcast for the Ringer. Got these fans calling in, Yankee fans. Maybe you have better insight than I do. And maybe you can answer this question. When did the Yankees become such pussies?
I would say...
with
started with the new ownership.
The Astros.
Cashman. Let me tell you something. Cashman, incredibly tough to take. Yeah, the idea that you were guaranteed to beat the Dodgers is total bullshit. That's number one. Number two, you scored, I think, 1 run in Game 6 and Game 7 in 2017. Were the Astros cheating? Yes. Is that the only reason the Yankees lost that series? No. And when you trend in the wrong direction since that series, 18, 19, 20, 21. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear it. Go and win. Shut up. Stop making excuses and go and win. No Yankee fan heard those comments and felt better about the state of affairs. Like, Cash, got to know better, bro. It's New York City. Come on now.
Right. And Billy Martin would have just found out what bar they hung out with on a road trip and beaten them all with a tire iron, right?
Could you imagine, by the way, if Cashman made that statement and George owned the team? Can you imagine?
Oh yeah. He wouldn't be there anymore. He'd be gone.
Yeah.
He'd be gone.
Yeah. Maybe the Yankees need to sell more than the Knicks. I mean, this isn't a Steinbrenner running these things, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
just a name.
I mean, the downtime, though, for the franchise is still getting in the playoffs every year.
That's true.
Whereas the Knicks, I mean, it's basically 8 years between playoff appearances in a league where everybody makes the playoffs. So
what about that?
Nuts, you know?
And the parlay kid is betting +2. So he's not betting, but he wants to say it. So that he thinks if he says it, it won't happen. But +270 to not make the playoffs, the Yankees. Like you said, there's an extra team, powerhouse division for sure. But what are your feelings? You think that's good value in that bet?
I don't. I still think they're making the playoffs. I mean, they're better than what they were last year. They're going to have a full year from Rizzo. I think Donaldson's a badass, and they have way too many soft guys on the team, and they have way too many nice guys on the team. So the idea that he's going to go in there and ruffle some feathers a little bit, I think is a good thing. And look, Glaber's going to be better. LeMayu's not going to be as bad as he was. And they blew a ton of leads last year. You got to figure there's some, middling, if you will. I don't think they're a championship caliber team, but the idea that they're missing the playoffs, no. I think they're going to win anywhere from like 91 to 94 games. Like, I think the win total I saw on FanDuel is either 92.5, 93.5. That's short. I think the Yankees, maybe they're not the best team in this division. They'll be playing in October.
92.5 is the number on FanDuel right now. The Mets are 88.5. If we make a bet right now, do you spot me 4 games?
Ooh, no.
You don't?
I
think
don't.
It's that much closer.
No, because
the Mets
I
are
still
better
think
than
the
that,
Mets,
or the Yankees are worse than that.
I think the Mets might be better.
Okay.
Now, DeGrom has got to pitch. That's like that's a huge deal. Like,
that would help.
I was ready to actually fire on a Met World Series ticket about a week and a half ago.
Oh, don't do that.
Now I'm not so sure. Now I'm not.
Yeah,
but think about it though. If they get into the playoffs and you have DeGrom and you have Scherzer, you can beat anybody. And Bassett's pretty good too. Like, that's kind of what the Mets are going for.
Thank God they got Bassett. I mean, he's going to have to carry them.
You need Carrasco to bounce back too, because he was a good pitcher with the Indians. I don't know what happened last year. He got off to like the injury. He's injured. He's not pitching well in the second half of the year. Carrasco should be much better, and Lindor has got to be better. Lindor cannot be the guy that he was last year if the Mets are going to do anything.
Hey, JJ, what do we think about the Yankees staff? You got Cole. The Yankees don't even have a number 2 pitcher on this staff, as far as I'm concerned. Who's their number 2? You leaning on Severino to regain his form from how long ago? I just don't see this Yankees team really is not that good. Rizzo, I don't know, Jay. I'm not a fan of Rizzo.
Really?
Seems like a nice guy.
What don't you like about Rizzo, parlay kid?
What did he give us last year? I think he was weak.
He was better in the numbers, though.
Weak.
See, I thought he was better in the numbers. The way he grinds out at bats, the way he gets on base, hits some big home runs in big spots. Rizzo's not going to be Freeman. If you think you're getting Freeman, if you think you're getting Olsen, you're not. Rizzo's going to hit 250 with like an 850 OPS, 25 to 30 home runs. He's going to play good defense at first base. Like, Rizzo will not be I guarantee you, he will not be the Yankee problem this year. Mark my words on that. Won't be the problem.
Rizzo, how about this? How about Aaron Hicks being our problem? How about Joey Gallo being a problem?
Well, let's be honest. Both of those guys don't got to play. If they want to go with an outfield of Stanton, Judge, and play LeMahieu and play Donaldson and play Rizzo, they could sit one of those two guys. Like, against lefties, Joey Gallo should never see the light of day.
I agree with that. And their bullpen, Jay, I mean, their bullpen, look, 2, 3, 4 years ago, that was a strength of their team. I don't see it right now as anywhere near what it was in the past. I mean, you have faith in Chapman? I hate seeing Chapman out there.
It's funny. Chapman, when I'm watching the Yankee game, my mom will text me nervous anytime Chapman comes into the game. Nothing else. Nervous, which kind of sums up the feelings of Yankee fans. Look, he's not as dominant as he was. He's still probably one of the top 8 to 10 closers in baseball. Like, if you tell me right now, I have one game to save, my life is on the line. Diaz in one corner, Chapman in the other corner. I'm still taking Chapman. I'm not even.
Absolutely.
I'm not hesitating on that.
All right, listen.
You're sleeping on Loizaga, though. Loizaga is a stud for the Yankees.
You did the lineup, you did the arms, you did the relief, you didn't do the manager. I know nobody was happy when they signed Aaron Boone to a 3-year deal. And then to add to it, the Mets signed Buck Showalter. Oh my God. He's a great, every Yankee fan loves Showalter. If he turns this Mets team around, this is going to hurt extra. This is going to hurt Yankee fans. You didn't think you hated the Mets, Jastremski? You're going to hate them now.
No. I don't hide that. I don't sugarcoat that. Now, listen, the Mets doing well is good for business. It's good for me over at SNY. I'm coming on after the games, doing the Geico Sports Night and whatnot. I am taking a month-long hiatus, turning the phone off, going away if the Mets ever win the World Series. Like that actually, it wouldn't be 2004 bad because nothing will ever top that. But the Mets have been a little brother my entire life. Like the idea that I got to have people like you gloating, hooting and hollering, and I'd be sick. And Buck going to the Mets bothered me 1,000 times more than Scherzer going to the Mets. It's not even close. See, I wanted Buck to manage the team. I wanted the homecoming. I wanted Buck back in the dugout for the Yankees this year. But I'm done crying about Boone because he's going to be here the next 2 or 3 years. It sucks. It's not the decision I would have made, but it's like acceptance. You know, I've accepted I'm a terrible golfer. I've accepted that I'm going to have Aaron Boone as my manager the next 2 years. It is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, it seems like, by the way, and I know Aaron Cashman needs to find a shortstop. I'm looking at all like the Yankee fan talking points here. But the one shortstop you had, a legendary player, Derek Jeter, Hall of Famer. Our friend Harry here has a bizarre theory about Derek Jeter. Now, I hate the Yankees, and even I think this is ludicrous. Harry, run it by JJ, your theory, if you haven't already.
Well, sure. Well, he's never gotten a job here since he's retired, because he's a male gigolo. That's number one. Number two.
I mean, you're working. What does that matter?
Well, it matter. Well, if it was one of my favorite players, it would definitely matter with you. But anyways, also. JJ, I know he had 3,300 career hits, but I'm telling you, you go back, you look, you watch, every single time it was a debate whether it should have been a hit or an error in Yankee Stadium. 100%.
I guess Harry missed all those playoff games when Jeter, who was not much of a power guy, is hitting home runs into the black seats. You know, or is hitting the ball to left, or Bobby Jones. I remember Game 4 of the World Series, I was there, Shea Stadium. The Mets win Game 3. They're feeling good about themselves. Johnny Franco, the whole deal. I'm running a little late. We're like sprinting into our seats. Jeter, first pitch of the game. Inning. Boom. Rest is history.
About 500 hits should have been errors. And
also, you know what it is, Sal? I think Harry right now is looking for a gift basket. And this is the way he's trying to get on that list. He's trying to actually go against Jeter so he can get the gift basket that all the ladies receive throughout New York City.
Exactly. With a marriage in less than 30 days, I'll take a gift basket.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, he's always seeking out an edible arrangement of some kind. But yes, he's getting married at the end of the month. All right. So you don't agree that 500 of the hits should have been errors?
No. No, I think that's a fair and accurate counter, Sal. No.
By the way, he gets way too much credit for that play against Giambi in the playoffs.
Giambi should have slid. Let's be honest. He should have slid. Right. He would have been saved, but he didn't.
Out of position.
Harry thinks that should have been an error too, even though now we're recording. But I don't know. I don't know what
Ridiculous.
goes on.
Absolutely.
Out of position, TPK. Out of position.
He's 500 one of those stats I sent you the other day. He's one of the only guys with over 3,000 hits, 250 homers, whatever stolen base. He's the only guy.
Nobody in sports ever fell into a position more lucky than Derek Jeter.
Wow. Sometimes, Harry, it's better to be lucky than good.
So true.
The guy's first year in the minors, he wanted to quit baseball.
Did he make like 40 errors at shortstop?
55 errors. 55 errors.
Don't get me started how much credit he got for being a great shortstop when there's so many
shortstop. Solid.
Weak arm.
Weak arm.
Oh my God.
Weak arm.
Unbelievable. Hey, can I ask JJ, you mentioned the 2004 Yankees. Brother Brian, I talk about this a lot. Believe it or not, this might sound crazy to you, but losing the World Series in 2001 to the D-backs bothered me more than the Yankees losing blowing that 3-0
Because
series.
I've heard a lot of
here.
people say
To
that.
the
No,
Red Sox.
I've heard a lot of people say that because you had the home run, game 4, Tino to tie it, Jeter to win it. Then the following night, Brocious does it again against Young Kim. And one of the most forgotten home runs in Yankee history, Soriano against Schilling, hitting a splitter or slider at his ankles, golfing it out in the left center. It was like, they're going to win this fucking thing again. Mariano on the mound, they're going to win it again. And listen, the greatest, he slipped up, blew a hit, threw the ball in the center field. And Brocious should have turned a double play because they got the runner at third. He didn't look across the diamond. He could have fired and got it. It will not bother me more, though, because of everything it symbolized with the Red Sox. Now like the people like Simmons and these guys that I went to Syracuse with, they have like this forever moment, this like shrine that I have to keep hearing about. Or anytime I watch a playoff series, we haven't seen anyone down 3-0 in baseball do it except the 0-4 Reds. Like, no, nothing tops that for me.
It sounds crazy, but I do think if they don't, the 0-4 doesn't happen. Maybe they don't get all the other success, right? Then the years following years, same thing with Brady and the Tuck rule. Who knows? Brady's a little harder call, but I'm going to stick by that. That's my dumb theory, much similar to Harry's Derek Jeter theory. But yeah, I'm with you. I need all those Red Sox championships to go away. And that was a bloop single, right? Luis Gonzalez.
Yes,
like
with the infield in. First with the infield in.
Yeah. Busted him up inside. Little bloop.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
That was rough. Give us a World Series prediction, JJ.
So I was looking at the odds actually before I came on with you guys.
Yeah.
2 teams intrigue me in the American League. Everybody's on Toronto. There's no value. There's absolutely no value with Toronto. Everybody's on them. I like Chicago because they went through it last year. They're in an easy division. They got a lot of star power. Say what you want about La Russa. La Russa wins. I mean, everywhere he's managed, he wins. I'm going to be in on the White Sox, and I'm in on Tampa Bay. Nobody gives the Rays any respect. Everybody spits on them. All they do is win. 16-1, I have them circled. National League is where I had a hard time finding value. I don't know if you guys felt this way. I'm going through the NL. Dodgers, heavyweight favorite. Braves, not enough. I don't like the idea of a team repeating. Milwaukee can't score runs. Their pitching's awesome, but they don't score any runs. I'm telling you, Sal, you're going to hate me for this. I think I'm going to be on the Mets, bro.
Stop it.
The number's too good, bro. I think I'm going to be on the Mets.
No.
There's so much pressure on the Mets. Oh, my gosh. The pressure.
All right, listen. I'm going to put in bets for you, and this has worked out. Ask Tate Frazier. I put him in. He had 10-1 on Kansas. He's laughing all the way to the bank. You're crying.
Is he? I was going to say, it's like the emotional hedge, because I'll be sick if the Mets win this. I'm not going to want to cash this.
I'm not letting you put it in. I'm putting in for you 50 on the White Sox and 50 on Tampa Bay to win the World Series.
I'm in on both of those. I actually feel good about both of those.
All right. Well,
hey, JJ, the White Sox were my pick to win the World Series. Exactly what you said. About the great young lineup, good staff, and the fact that they were there last year, right? They should be taking the next step now. Brother Bry's on the Rays, so there you go.
I had Brother Bry. I like that, bro. I don't because I can't stand Tampa, but the number is too good. The team that's going to regress in the AL, the Red Sox. Look at the odds to win the division. I'm telling you, something stinks there. Why is Toronto 170? Yankees and Tampa are like 220. And the Red Sox are at 500.
It is.
They know what they're doing.
It's a tough one. They shouldn't have been. They should have been. They shouldn't have done what they did last year either. I'm going Astros 10-1 to win the World Series. We went over it earlier, and Cashin's gonna wet his skirt again, and that's gonna be bad. But 10-1 Astros World Series. But I got you in there. White Sox $50 and Tampa Bay 15-1. What was White Sox plus 850?
950.
I saw 9-1, 850.
Yeah,
I mean, close enough.
All right, I'll get you in on those. Now. One more question. Who do you hate most at the Ringer?
Well, I live in this Zoom world, so I don't really I deal with Bill all the time. My guys are great. I'm going to be a team player here. No, I'm not throwing any shit.
I hate that.
Gotta be a team player, Sal.
Be an honest New Yorker here. There's a lot to choose from there.
Hey, when they ask me who I don't like at extra points, I'd say it's Harry all the time.
Of course, until we get this Jeter thing settled. Jastremski, tell SNY, The Ringer. What am I missing out here?
Yeah, New York, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. I'm doing a bunch of gambling stuff on the Ringer feed, NBA playoffs, all the draft stuff that's coming up. And then, nightly, Geico Sports Night. I actually have to apply my own makeup now, which is a dicey proposition. When Kate was away for a week, I'm doing my own makeup. I look like Donald Trump, so it's not good for anybody.
It's a good look.
I was like the orange man, you know?
Good. You're going to win the presidency. That's great. I trust you in the office. I really would. All right. That's great. JJ's on. That'll do it for another episode of Against All Odds. For Spaghetti, for Meatballs, for Babyface Joel Solomon, John Jastremski, and the Degenerate Trifecta, I'm Sal saying so long and happy handicapping.